I don't do bottled water. I only do like the actual filter from like the freezer water now.
Oh, you got a burrito. Oh, your fridge has that.
Yeah, we have that, and then I just use this thing. It's an actual like iron case on there to put water in there and just drink it as I'm going.
I've been looking into trying to get a Beretta.
Beretta?
Yeah, it's a filter for
Like,
the sink.
oh, okay. I'm gonna say you looking to shoot a fool or?
I'm fucking. I just wanna.
I want a Beretta water gun. That'd be fucking amazing. I love that shit. Hello, welcome to Weeb with Trash Talk, your number one unranked weekly anime podcast every Wednesday at 9:30ish p.m. Central Time. We come to you live for our trash takes and anime news, host topics, and we've been watching right here at twitch.tv/CLOSP. Please remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you have Prime Gaming, one free monthly Twitch sub for any channel. That'll be the channel for you. But if not, no excuses. As I said before last night on the video game podcast, Black Friday and Cyber Monday just passed us. I know what you spent your money on. I know how ashamed of it you should be. But you know what you can do? Redeem yourself. Spend money you've already spent, now on us. Give us a sub. Even if it's the $5. We will be the smartest investment you made all weekend, and you know it. Anyway, I'm your host, Silas P. You can call me P. As always, I'm joined by my co-host today, El Chefe himself, Mingo of At Cooking with Chefe on Facebook and Twitter.
Look, y'all need to understand this, babies. You are gonna save so much. Who wants to read nowadays? Nobody. You know what we do? We read for y'all, and we make the fucking funnies. You know what I mean? Come on, give me $5 for a ha ha and a hee hee, and you just might see my beautiful mohawk someday.
It's true. I've seen it. It's gorgeous. But if not, that's perfectly okay as well. What you can still go ahead and do, you can still like it, you can still favorite it, you can still share it, leave a review, any kind of interaction with the podcast. We deeply appreciate it. It does do wonders for the numbers, and we love you for it. Gallant is not here this week. They had other obligations to go and do, as we said before. They currently have obligations for the next few weeks that may go ahead and stop them from joining us, but we will still be here the best of our ability, and if not, we'll try and still have maybe like a past episode of something going on as well in its place. But that's only for a few weeks on there. Otherwise, though, a little bit of housekeeping. This month, we haven't picked a date just yet, but you can look forward to another group watch-along of Tokyo. It's Godfathers, right?
Yep, Tokyo Godfathers.
Tokyo Godfathers, some point in December. We'll have a date for you at some point. I'm assuming after the obligation that Gallant is currently dealing with will be over, but that will be a thing. Until such time, we will still be doing the what we've been watching in catalog updates and new announcements and new dates for you as always. It's going to be a bit of a longer list this week because we did miss a week. Sorry about that, but it was holiday week and I got the booster shot and it had hands. I don't know if any of y'all have seen that TikTok of like it's the Batman sound of the just constantly punching some thing you can't see on the ground constantly, and someone's just staring at it and it's like, do you want what they're having? And like, justice. Yeah, I was the one on the ground and the COVID booster shot was the one punching me. So it just happened. Either way, I don't regret it. I should have canceled last week to begin with in the first place. That was on my bad. I don't know what I was thinking we would do a show the day before Thanksgiving. That made no goddamn sense to begin with. That's on me. Regardless, we're here this week. Before we get into all the news, we're going to start, as always, what we've been watching. What did we say was going to go first? Me or you?
You.
Okay, cool. Right. All right, folks. So yeah, what I was watching this week, I said I would do it, and with the extra week, I was able to go ahead and get it all done. I went ahead and I did in fact watch the entirety of the Cowboy Bebop live action from Netflix. And let me tell y'all, I am sad, but for kind of good reasons. So this is Netflix's attempt at a live-action adaptation of the Cowboy Bebop anime, which we just talked about a few weeks ago. I had just watched the whole series again for like the umpteenth time, just to get, I saw it on Netflix, one of the best video player ever, so it's going to be kind of cool. Go back if you want a few episodes to get a hold of what we're thinking about there, and now watching this one, I can say, the saddest thing about this live-action adaptation, they knew what they wanted to do. They really did. Their leadership did not have the skills required to make it happen. And it's honestly just sad. Like, not this this series suffers so deeply from the fact that they they knew what they wanted. They did not have the skills required to bring what they wanted back. I still stand by my belief. I was saying, even though I was watching it, the ideas they had for this live action and how they wanted to adapt it to be live action instead of the anime and not just copy pasting the anime, they were the right choices. They just weren't good enough to pull it off. And like I said before, this is leadership. This is, when I say leadership, I mean the directors, the writers, and the editors. All the people who were in charge of final assembly and getting what they needed out of the cast of characters and people within the show. And they just weren't there. They were not what they needed it to be. In terms of the actual characters themselves, it sucks so badly that we don't really see the big three of Spike, Faye, and Jet together until episode 6 of 10. Because the first 5 episodes of that, I'll be honest, like, no, that's a pretty big mess. That's a shame. Like, because you could see the small parts of, like, when it's Jet and Spike together, when it's literally, the characters, the main characters, Cowboy Bebop together interacting. They're good episodes, or I should say they're fun experiences. Like, I wanted to see more and more of it the entire time. Didn't happen because they kept going off to this side story, also telling a lot of you spend basically half this series with Vicious and Julia, who are completely reinvented for the series. And if you're a fan of the old school series, like if you know the actual, like, what they were in the series, it's going to drag on you because they are inferior versions for the sake of the original versions were anomalies. They were entities. They were emotions. They were just they were more reflections on Spike as the main character, and you can't really perfect that because they were never aiming at being a full-fledged character to begin with. Like, Vicious comes off in the live action, or I should say is in live action, much more of your typical whiny, inferiority complex wannabe gangster trying to prove himself to daddy and whatnot, which is annoying for the most part. But I will say the idea that they run with when it comes to Vicious, of when he's literally unhinged and going all out, like in combat, it was pretty good. Like, and by the end of the series, I'll completely admit, I'm okay with this version of Vicious, while it is the inferior version because of it could never have been as good as the original, because the original is such a pinpointed version that you can't really expand on that and still keep it. I was still happy. I especially love what they did with Julia at the end. I know a lot of people are going to be complaining about that. We won't go into spoilers too much about it, but I think what I really loved about this version of Bebop, especially, like I said, episode 6 and down, is when they basically stopped trying to copy paste what the original was, and they really go off on their own, and it shows, and it works for me personally. I think if they had not had 10 episodes, if they kept it to like 5 episodes, and it was just more like the boom, boom, boom that the last 5 episodes were, it would have been, how would I say, I don't even want to say it's being reviewed too poorly. I mean, it's still doing numbers. Despite all the hate online, it's still doing numbers. So I'd be interested to see what that turns into. But the latter half of it, those last 5 episodes really are a matter of, like, they're not perfect, and it's questionable to call them good, because once again, this still has some problems with leadership problems that they infect and poison the entire thing. But the ideas they run with of, like, making Faye straight up lesbian, so there is no like noir film lens of the male gaze of, like, she is there basically as motivation for Spike. That is primarily in the main plot scenario episodes of Bebop. What Faye is really there for as, like, a motivation to get Spike into something, like, call it what you want, that is kind of what she's there for. And, like, just the choice in that, so, like, it really was, like, such a different, like, for chief example of making Jet a dad, that is cool in a sense. I think it was a little too heavy-handed, but it does give him this familiarity. He's trying to make the Bebop into a family, and that's what I loved about it. Like, I want a second season for, if no other reason, the fact that I don't think they can go back to trying to redo the original any more than they have, and I would be interested to see them take the real attempt at This is completely new, and the feel of this is Bebop. The Bebop main cast in the anime are just misfits together on adventures. What they were trying to go for at the end of the live action is the Bebop is trying to be a pseudo family. Like legitimately, they start off one episode as it's family night, and it's the three characters of Jet, Spike, and Faye coming together, having a like night dedicated to team building and camaraderie. And like I said before, when they do that, it's actually really enjoyable, and I really like it. I wish they would have done more of that the entire way through, but sadly they don't. Like sadly, even though I'm like half and half on, I do want a second season just to see what they really do when they stop having the safety rails of the original anime to play off of. I still couldn't really recommend this for the sake of that is 5 hours. That is 5 episodes, 5 hours of episodes and content that just really ain't worth it, personally. But that second half of it, like if you wanted, like if you're open to the idea of adaptation, like it's not going to be the original. They're trying something new, but still paying homage. There you go. Because it's so hard again. Because it screams in this series. If you watch it, the people behind this series do love Bebop. They honestly do. Like they do their damnedest to show respect, and the action sequences when they let them happen, like there is a sequence in a flashback episode about Spike's past, and that is an awesome fucking action sequence, and they kind of keep going up and up from there. When they know what they want to do, when they're honestly doing their own original takes on things, it's welcoming, in my opinion. Uh, so I don't know. I would like to see a second season at this point. I'd like to see them go more so without the safety net because I feel that's going to force them to do their own thing more. And I personally feel that their attempt at their own thing, while extremely flawed, was still the best part about it. That I want to see. At that same notion, though, it's not getting good feedback for a good reason, so I would not be surprised to see it not come back. But I don't know. I'm a fan of all the changes they made to it, especially the end. They make Julia into such a very much like yeah, this is the thing. Like we're especially from our generation, my generation, at least, you build up noir. Like noir storytelling has such a pinpoint perfect way of like, oh, so few people can just like, yeah. Here's the thing about that. Noir storytelling is kind of really chauvinistic and um patriarchal, and Spike's not really a great guy. And they kind of very much at the end of it, like, make the point of like, yeah, they at every angle they kind of punch at the ideas that were very male gaze based in Bebop, and for me at least, I found that refreshing because if I wanted, like, I still love the original Bebop. If I want to have that original feel of the Bebop again, it's like I said when I watched it a few weeks ago. Watching it again made me realize nothing can make me hate this. Like the adaptation was never going to ruin the original. Like the original's still there to enjoy, and just having watched the original more recently made me appreciate the attempts they made for something new here that much more. And I hope we get more of it just to see. I like the experiment. I don't know. I love this series. I love this world, and this scene experimentation. I'm down with it because it can't ruin anything. It can only add to it. If you don't like it, change the channel. Plain and simple.
I think the biggest issue is that people are trying to compare the two series too often.
Yeah.
Like I know and a friend of mine actually on Facebook, uh, from what I can gather, he's not a. I don't know him to be a diehard anime fan, but I don't. He's not a casual fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wanted to in on it. I haven't seen a lot of it. I think I've only seen some clips and stuff. I do intend to watch it, but from my understanding is you should go in with a fresh mindset
Yeah.
and not, be totally reliant on source material.
Yeah. Which again,
And
go ahead. Go ahead.
I believe from what the creator said too is that they weren't trying to recreate or reinvent Bebop in any way. It's like their story for it, I guess.
Yeah. They didn't
But I
want to
mean,
do a one for one of it. They wanted to do their own thing with it, and yeah,
and honestly, I think too many people are too harsh on that idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like they don't give it a chance due to, such sillinesses as nostalgia and such. And I really do feel like that this this show has a lot of great potential. I think it also falls, how you were saying with leadership. I think also Netflix is kind of at fault because it looks like they're trying to follow the Disney Plus formula,
Mm-hmm.
but on like an anime scale. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like, look at how this Cowboy Bebop series is, and then look at uh, the Mandalorian. They were almost in like the same likeness. You know what I mean?
Not necessarily. Go and expand on that.
So so Disney was doing week to week on the Mandalorian, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were capping on like a fan favorite character, but yet not fully expanding on him in general, even though he's getting his own show.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, Book
So
Boba Fett.
Netflix,
Okay.
yeah, with the book of Boba Fett coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So now you look at that, and then now look at Cowboy Bebop, and in the direction that they're going with not so much with Spike, but the telling of like of differences with Faye and Julia. You know what I mean? It seems like um it seems like Netflix wants to compete with Disney,
Yeah.
but the two biggest factors is one, money. I don't think Netflix has that Disney money.
No.
And then also, in all honesty, fan base. I don't Star Wars fans are nitpicky as fuck. Like I'm that's me being real. That's not even
Yeah.
like our trash talk. That's just a fact. But there are greater numbers of Star Wars fans, at least here in the States, as opposed to like anime fans for Cowboy Bebop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, the numbers are just backing that a lot harder. But also, anime fans here in the States, when it comes to nostalgia, are harsh as fuck too. Like, way harsher than they needed to be.
That. And again, something that just doesn't get said a whole lot, but others should. People have to understand generationally, when Bebop first came out, Bebop was literally I'm not so much sure about for your generation. I think it was probably still carryover enough. But for my generation, Bebop was the original. Oh, you watch Toonami? I watch Adult Swim. I watch Cowboy Bebop. It was that original. Like it was that for my generation. It was the original. Oh, you probably haven't actually seen this one. That is what Bebop
So,
was originally was.
fun
Like,
fact is I'm actually at the so 94 is like bringing going up in anime. I was still in between. I was right at the end of Toonami.
mm-hmm,
I want to say mid to end Toonami to the beginning of Adult Swim.
mm-hmm. Like,
So I was able to, because honestly, I remember on Toonami watching, of course, Cowboy Bebop, Gundam, of course, Dragon Ball Z, uh, but also some of the classics that most people don't tend to remember, anyways. Bobobo,
yeah,
you know, back when anime was still pretty weird, like they where sometimes it was just a long joke.
yeah, like because that's the whole cross section. Like that whole small period where like Bobo was around. Bobo was the Toonami series, was the one going on there. At that point, I'd kind of checked out. I was mainly watching like the shonen, like Naruto and whatnot, like online. I wasn't really on the TV because like but a whole generation of people, folks though, they were watching those shows. And that's kind of like because I was older, I'd been a little checked out at that point. So yeah, that is kind of the crossroads right there.
But but that's what I mean. At the end of the day, I feel like Cowboy Bebop the series, the live action series, is better than what anyone could give it credit for, just for the fact that nostalgia just hurts its rating in general.
Hmm.
Like I believe that's just it. People do not want to let go of the comparison.
Like, I will say, I'd want to see an actual poll at some point. I feel like, at least from what I've seen, most people who have not seen the source material of Bebop, they're okay with what live action Bebop did, because they don't know the source material. They don't know what has changed, so they don't have it on there, and they seem okay with it. I wouldn't say the reaction has been ecstatic or the cult phenomenon that original Bebop was necessarily, but they seem okay with it, which is mean like that's cool. Like,
But
I don't know. I
I
don't.
don't think
What?
they would be able to recreate that phenomenon
Yeah, exactly.
because they don't have it's the game is so different nowadays. It's not like back in the day where, because look, remember how you're saying you were checked out and you were watching on the internet?
Hmm.
I didn't have internet.
Yeah.
My shit was television, and like I said, I was between the Toonami era and the Adult Swim start.
Mhm.
So at the get go, I could only watch anime until Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
And then come the Toonami era, you couldn't watch anime until 11 o'clock.
Yep.
So we there. So it's not as so when you find an anime series, and I think that's what really helped to attribute to it becoming a cult classic was the fact of the matter is you were able to you didn't it wasn't accessible. The internet was still fucking baby when you were a teenager and I was a child.
Yeah. Like, I
So
remember that people who don't know this, and I wish Gallon was here so they could go in and back me up on this. It was the age of like you were part of a group that you had cable or you had TV. That was what you had. For me, I was part of the group of we stopped watching cable and instead we were on MySpace video of all things watching the Naruto and Bleach episodes in 3 section parts. That was an entire generation because we stopped watching TV. We were on the internet looking up for it, hoping we could find the same episode cut up in the exact way and catch episodes that way.
so honestly, you can't there's no recreating a cult classic nowadays.
Yeah.
Like that, I stand firm on that.
Hmm.
I will die on that hill only because there the way to create a cult classic is not everybody can get to it and not everybody will know will it's like being in on the joke, not everyone's going to be in on it.
Yeah.
And that what was TV. That was TV and internet, like shitty internet back in the day. But now, you can watch it anywhere now. Like it's literally in the palm of your hands.
Yeah. And
So,
it's go ahead.
you just don't get that. You don't get that magic anymore.
Because
And
Bebop
that's
was
not
no go on.
it's not necessarily a bad thing either, like it's not a negative. And honestly, I feel like with this Bebop, it's a chance to introduce people to what it was.
Hmm.
Because this can lead to, and you know what, Netflix is real smart for doing it. Like, okay, well, you know what, let's put the original series on. They watch this, now they would either want to watch that or I just hate that if once they do get into it, they're gonna realize that the creator was an asshole and left it up to to viewers' choice.
A little bit, yeah. Because they wanted to do a second season, they did, but he was like, no, 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 need to leave him wanting more. It's like, okay, like, good on you. You stuck to your guns.
You're an
Good on you. But it's
asshole.
also like, okay, cool. Because he
So
like
yeah,
I've been to panels with the actual voice actors of Julia and Spike because they do know the original creator, like Watson, and they have had dinner with him before, and he's told them both different versions of saying like, "No, he lives. No, he dies." Like that man is just like Well, what's the flavor of the week? What do I feel like saying telling people this week?
And you know what? Kudos to him. Kudos to him for standing by his convictions that way. But you know what? Also, fuck him. All right.
Right?
I, I I stand with with Spike being dead. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
Yeah, I'm fine with
Spoiler
it either
alert.
way. But yeah,
Anywho's in. But yes, ultimately, I believe that the real issue to this live action series is not the series itself. It's the comparison of the series.
yeah. Like y'all just have to understand, and it's a hard pill to swallow, especially for my generation. Bebop was every fucking weeb who knew Toonami and Adult Swim's first indie darling. Like it was the thing. It was the thing everyone talked about. It's like once again, I'll say it again. It's like, oh, you watched that? I watched Cowboy Bebop. That was the first one for Weebs. That was the first one that they said they built it up. You could only catch it on Adult Swim. It wouldn't show on Toonami. It didn't make the ratings for that in terms of maturity. So you had to stay up at night. You had to be able to catch it. And this is back in cable days, kids. You weren't guaranteed to get an episode every single night, or you had to catch it every night, or you had to fucking hope that your VHS lasts long enough to go ahead and record both Inuyasha and Cowboy Bebop if it was showing, because the rotation of what it was showing on nights would change on Adult Swim. So again, it was built like you can't recreate, like I was saying, you cannot recreate that generational cult classic indie darling effect, because it was such a matter of it was already hard to get to, and then you had people building it up. It isn't like today where Cowboy Bebop live action on Netflix, numbers could be fudged, sir, definitely, but it's been in its top 10 on what's trending for about 2 weeks now since it's released. But on the actual trending page itself, also Cowboy Bebop, the original anime, has been trending for about the same amount of time because people are going back and forth, back and forth. So I mean, it's working out.
Yeah, it was a really smart play on their part.
Yeah,
I feel like though that if they really do want this to grow, they need to stick to their guns on being different.
yeah. That's what I want. I want more differences. I don't want more same. I love the idea of a Cowboy Bebop adaptation where the crew really is a family, where they legitimately are a family, or they're trying to go for the family feel, because they were going for that slightly, and then of course things happen to go ahead and rip that family apart, yada yada yada, things of that nature. It's the nature of Bebop itself, ultimately. But I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of how much they showed that they love Bebop. But a lot of reviewers, again, very much the same weebs that I grew up with, of like, oh, you watch that? Yeah, those same people ripping the trash. Like, they don't understand what Bebop really was. Like, no, they did. They literally could not do that again. They can't perfect that, so they tried something else. They weren't very good at trying something else, but I'll give it to them. They were trying something else, and I can appreciate that. Take your fucking article and shove it up your ass. I'm sorry that it, it's kind of changing what was your original claim to superiority amongst the goddamn weebs.
And
Uh,
even at that though, I've never stood by nostalgia. Like I've always
yeah,
I've always been an advocate for, newer can always be better at some point.
yeah.
And
Why would
it's
I
like, look,
go?
look, Cowboy Bebop, I'm not lying to you, is probably one of those few animes that will always be on anybody's first watch for anime lists.
Yeah,
I've recommended it, you've recommended it, Gallon's probably recommended it. It's a staple.
yeah.
I'm not fronting, it's a staple. It's as staple as Full Metal Alchemist, whether you say Brotherhood or not, because honestly, fucking your first time watcher isn't gonna care unless they've read that manga. Then you know what? Then they probably care, but then they should have already watched it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like it's just staple. That's what it
Yeah,
is. It's one of everyone's go-to animes to start for anybody that wants to get into it.
exactly.
But much like it,
Go on.
much like how with Star Wars fans, they'll recommend whatever fucking movie they recommend first or whatever. Yo, you gotta take those hits.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta realize that yes, it's great, but this isn't the same thing.
Hmm.
And the more you want it to be the same, the more it's never gonna live up to the expectations.
Absolutely.
Because you know what? And people tend to forget about this because no one wants to mention it. But that when you fucking expect it to be exact, the creators don't want that. They want to be different. They want their own image. Look at Dragon Ball fucking Evolution.
No, even with that, the original creators themselves typically, like, I'm a big comic book fan. A lot of the weird choices people think of, like, comic book adaptations when it comes to, like, different forms of media, like, I I so want someday to see, like, the comic books on film as they were in the comic books. But even the creators have said, why would we do that? We've already done it before. It's already on there. Like, we want to do something different. Like, even original creators typically are like, yeah, but if you want the original, just go partake in
Go
the
watch.
original. Like, it's there. Why would we do it again? Like, it makes no sense to do it again because again, they are creative people. They want to do something different. Even if it fails, they would rather take the chance because of their just at urge inside of them that wants to be creative than do the same thing over again.
Nah, you
They've
know who? You know what's a really good example of that?
go on.
M. Night fucking Shyamalan.
Yeah,
Because I bullshit you not, that man made the whole staff watch the series of Avatar. He watched the series of Avatar, and he said it himself. I wanted my own creative decisions.
I mean, yeah, that's
So,
the
for all the people that are like, well, the source material's right there. Why won't they follow it? Because of creative ingenuity.
yeah.
They want their own shit.
Whether it be good or bad, they're creatives want to create new. It's literally a thing that drives them. That's why they are creatives. They want to do something new, even with source material. As odd and baffling as it might seem sometimes, it's true. That is literally how their mind works. That's why they are creators, whether it be good or notoriously bad.
And look, 9 times out of 10, not gonna lie to you, it's probably gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Just the facts of life. But you know what doesn't make it better? When you wanted to live up to your unrealistic expectations because of your childhood, your nostalgia.
Hmm.
And then you wonder why we don't get anything else anymore.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, get your grain of salt, put it on that little slice of pizza, and just eat it. Eat that humble slice of pizza. Because honestly, fucking they could have did a shot for shot remake of the Cowboy Bebop series,
We could have.
live action style. And I can guarantee goddamn to you, someone's gonna bitch.
Yep. Because even if
Oh,
they did
Spike
that,
Hill
it would
doesn't
be
look
in
good.
like just change in media. You cannot do camera angles and movement the way they do in anime because the human bodies don't fucking work like that. Physical limitations exist. Even if they tried to do a one for one, it wouldn't fucking work. It would be terrible because originally it was animated, meaning you can make that leg bend however the fuck you want. You can't do that in real life, people. Unless you want a weird CG mash.
And then you just get Avatar, where you get people who who CG fucking the whole group of Earthbenders to bend a pebble.
Yeah. All right. I think we spent enough time on live action Cowboy Bebop.
Yes, though good discussion though.
Yeah, definitely good discussion. And that's what I think was fun about it. Like, it doesn't have to be great, but it's a good discussion. Next up, to make you happy, Mingo, I went ahead and have officially finished season 2 of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid S.
Now, don't just make me happy because you know what? I know damn well those serotonin levels in your heart went up sky high.
I was doing something like, okay, so Mingo, you're not really aware of this probably as much. I've been playing the newest version of a long-running game series I love. My favorite JRPG series ever, Tales. Tales of Arise. It just came out. It's the latest version in the Tales series, and I hated it. I hated it so much. I was playing that game out of pure spite and anger because I wanted to know everything about it. So anyone who told me they liked it, if they pushed me on it, I could absolutely shit on them for it. Because I am
I'm
just
not
that
gonna lie
petty.
to you. I've seen your tweets. I've seen the trailer. I'm very interested. That
I
uh,
played a
that
game 101.4 hours out of pure spite.
now I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm almost gonna play this game out of spite because in one of your tweets it said, "Stop being so goddamn scared and get this game." And I was like, I'm not scared. I'll get this fucking game.
I don't think that.
It's not word for word. It's verbatim, but I still felt like I was being challenged to get this goddamn game.
I think you're confusing my tweets for 13 Sentinels, which is a game I truly truly love. I keep helping people play it because they're cowards. They won't buy it because
There
it
you
looks
go, that
different.
one. Okay, never mind.
Okay, yeah, no, that one I recommend. It's coming out on Switch in April as well. So if you want to get it, I recommend it. PS4,
I
Switch,
I will probably
dominance.
I will probably end up getting it due to the fact that I have been challenged.
That was my game of the year 2020. I enjoyed the fuck out of that game. Anyway, sorry, sidetracked, but Kobayashi. Kobayashi got me through a good portion of that game near the end. Because, God, I was just so angry I wanted to get through it. But I had Kobayashi going in the background, or I was just on the side. So I still was able to watch and, like, cool. And I was able to just stop the game so many times. It's like, nope, I really want to take part in this. I really want to see all of this on here for the anime. It's like, thank you. Thank you. I needed that. It just made me so happy. Like, it is such. It's just such fun storytelling. Like, I wouldn't even know how to spoil this for anyone, because I can't really verbatim say anything about the plot to anyone, because that's not the point of it. The point of it is you watch it and you feel good all
That's
the
it.
way through. Like, it's just there to make you feel good. It's just really fun storytelling.
And look, honestly, I've talked a lot about this, but you know what I haven't talked a lot about?
Hmm.
What it's about. And yes, majority of it is a feel good story, but you know what? It's a feel good story of acceptance and love.
Yep.
All right, kiddos. Now that Carlito has finally seen it, I can go into this fucking wholeheartedly. It is a story of acceptance and love, not between two species, not between two races. No, it is a story about two people who genuinely care about each other, who have different ways of showing it, but will always fucking show it.
Mm-hmm.
And it is beautiful. It is about, you can literally just throw it into every category. It's about family, love, romance, coming together, enjoying the little things in life, enjoying the moments. It literally has all that in it, wrapped in a beautiful package. And what does it do at the end of it? And it's not over yet. But what does it do? It just ends with a smile and a laugh amidst the chaos. So gorgeous, so poetic. I cannot and I will not ever stop recommending this. I will recommend it every goddamn day of my life. It is now on my fucking. It's right there with Cowboy Bebop. I will always recommend it.
Yeah. Like, if you're not into Kobayashi, I mean, I guess I get it, but at the same time, it's kind of hard not to because it's just it has some tropiness to it, absolutely, of course. But again, the whole point of it is just to feel good. It's just about accepting. Like, it's I don't know how anyone can watch Kobayashi and not get the message and kind of love that message of acceptance and love and appreciation and showing that appreciation and all that. It's just so beautiful and so enjoyable. Like,
Like
ah,
honestly, if you do not get that, then you're not watching Miss Kobayashi. You know what? Just go and look up what you really want to look up, because we
mm-hmm.
all know what it is.
Yep.
Because obviously you're not watching the show for that. And look, I'm gonna be real with you. Is it etchy? Yes. But what anime isn't? All right. You know what it still shows? It still shows the love and care.
Also, I don't
You
know. It's
know,
not sure if you moved how you're losing your mic or whatever. You might want to check that. You've gotten very muffled.
I think it's because my battery's gonna die.
Oh no, there we go. You got betters now. Okay.
Yeah, it's because it got down to 15%, so it like alerts me and like shuts like tries to make it last longer.
Okay. 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 Fair. But yeah,
But
no, that go on.
yes, like that's just all it is. Like, don't go in this expecting like some, and you know what? It gives everybody everything. You like action? God damn, does it give some action? It gives quality art. It did not skimp on it. Beautiful, vibrant colors, well choreographed themes, grade A quality in an anime that overcame such adversities at that.
Hmm.
Dragon Ball Z's been out how long, and shit still looks kind of like, eh. This Kobayashi hasn't been out that long in comparison, and God, you can tell they took their time and they took in consideration on each scene.
I don't
Like
know.
when,
I can't say enough good thing about it. And even then, like just because we're going long and tooth in it, there really is no other way to really sell it. Of like, no, it really is as great as it is. It honestly is.
what I've been saying this whole time. Do yourself a favor, get some serotonin, watch Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
All right then. And with that, let's go ahead and cut off for me at that point. Let's move on to the latter half. Amigo, what have you been watching?
So I'll start with one that I've only gotten an episode in. That's
Okay.
Tokyo Revengers.
Okay.
You good for me to go?
Yeah, you're good. You're sorry about that. Yeah, you're all set to go.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So first episode down, I've noticed one of the things that I've now gotten to the habit of when checking out a new anime is comparing the dub and sub. Um, so far they're pretty exact, pretty crazy
Mm-hmm.
enough. Um, I feel like they missed an opportunity in the beginning for like a Naruto Hinata reference, but it was like, eh. Um, I remember what you're saying about the MC, and I
Mm-hmm.
get what you mean by it now, just from that first episode.
How do you mean? What did I say? It's been a few weeks now.
You said that he was, for lack of a better term, or at least one that I can put, at least let's just say we'll put it in Mingo terms. He's kind of a bitch.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like I feel like you have a great point there for the sheer fact of like how he's acting. I get it, he still has the mindset of his adult body,
Mm-hmm.
but if you were this bad kid, like this badass kid, where's that at?
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if they explain it yet. I'll get to it when I get to it. But to me, it just comes off very clunky.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't add up for his his character. So, like for instance, Deku Deku cries a lot. Indeed, as facts. But this man also didn't have a quirk at first. There's also no other redeemable quality other than, he does have natural heroism, but overall it explains, why he as a character is able to show that weakness.
Yeah.
But this MC in Tokyo Revengers, I guess they want to build up to it, but it's hard to create that realism of him building that character when he already was that character in a past tense.
Well, yeah, because the whole story behind it is the fact that he effectively, in his lens of view, and the lens that is given to the audience, he fails at life. He failed at life. He ran away. He was a coward his entire time. His natural state is being a coward. As the series goes on, you see him basically fight that nature because it is a second chance at it, and he's needing to change himself to help the people that he cares about, and that journey on there. So it does build. I don't know that I'll say. I mean, I don't complain about the character anymore from where I was. I need to go back and finish it because the season's probably done all the way in dub now. But I need to go back and finish it. But effectively, yeah, I mean, yeah, it is endearing because it really is a character who, for all points, is a bit of a bitch, and his natural state is cowardice. But he is legitimately facing up to his cowardice. He's trying to change it. He's fighting against it, and you see him struggle to it, and what he has to do to overcome it, basically.
Yeah, I can
Also,
see that. It looks like one of those slow grinds. I'm
mm-hmm,
hoping that when it does pick up, it'll be a better pickup.
yeah,
But so far I'm interested. I'm not invested yet, but I'm
yeah,
interested.
that's fair.
And
It's episode one, fair. It's fair,
I usually give it to episode 3 if I want to quit it or not, so I'll let you know by then.
definitely.
I don't feel like I will want to, but I will say I felt like it was a bit overhyped.
I could see that.
But we'll see from there. I'll be able to give like a better evaluation next week.
Yeah, I could see it being
And
a hard
then
read for some people. Absolutely.
mhm. So now the chef's kiss, the mm, mm, so good it's great. That comeback for seconds. I started second season of Restaurant to Another World.
Oh, hold on.
I want to say
Go. Do your thing. I have the trailer for season one, but I can get season two. Go on.
I want to say I'm up to about episode 4. I believe that's how far they are. If not, they're at episode 5 already, and I can watch me a couple episodes and go to sleep with sweet dreams. It's still the beautiful anime. Honestly, fuck Food Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Keep me Restaurant to Another World.
Yeah, yeah. I'm watching it every week. I think you're right. I believe they're on 4 at this point, dub wise at the very least. I don't know about sub, but yeah, it's a classic coming back. It really is. It's such a unique thing of like these are short stories, 2 short stories per episode, and they're good short stories. They're enjoyable. Lets you see about these gorgeous food, learn new things about them, and it's such a comfort watch.
You know what they do really well,
Hmm.
and I don't think it gets applauded enough? The world building.
Yes.
This world is being built with each new customer,
Mm-hmm.
and they just do it so seamlessly. Season 1 was able to introduce you to almost what godlike beings with the
Yeah. Effectively,
dragons,
they basically talk about the war of creation.
and then easily translate to small kingdoms, a castaway guy, freaking, and now you got three young gentlemen who have dreams of going and exploring, and then they just open up another side plot ever so casually at that. Oh, maybe we'll go find the other doors. Like, what the fuck?
Like someone going to
Beautiful.
make a map of the world. I get it. Like I don't think we still even know the name of the world that they're all from, but I know so much about it, and I can't wait to learn more. Still, like
And
it's
it,
such
and even
subtle storytelling and world building, but so masterful.
and it's so great. You got characters who are so well established in that world. Legends, songs wrote about these characters, and yet they're able to sit down and eat with each other like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You
I
know,
think that's the great thing
everything.
about like the interactions between the different characters, even if I think they're, I don't know, I think they're all in the same time period, but like just the interaction in general of like they all just meet and like, oh yeah, hey, how you doing? But they know they maybe sometimes don't meet each other in the real world, but honestly, they're normally worlds apart, literally.
And even at that, they know how to bridge them together.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? The castaway guy, he was connected with the kingdom, and upon his return was able to get a castle and money to keep going back.
Yeah.
Like it is just so and then Not only that, there's just such an array of different races. You got lizard men, beast people, vampires. Jesus, like oh my goodness,
Dragons.
dragons, freaking. It just keeps going, and then different ethnicities. You have samurai, you have knights, warriors, berserkers, and yet all Brit. And then what I love the most too is that they acknowledge their existence by what they order. What was it? The treasure hunter's grandfather. She became the new him.
Yeah.
It was that's the new pork cutlet.
Yep.
And how
Like that is
gorgeous
such a
that is.
beautiful little thing.
And they still do it. They still do the same. Like my goodness, it is just a chef's kiss. Mwah. Quality. That's what you want, not quantity.
Like
You get
I
let
wish
down
it would.
by the first season.
Yeah. Like I keep wanting more and more, but like it just leaves you fulfilled. It's like they could stop at any point in time. Like, damn, I'm always gonna want more. But at the same time, anytime I get it, whenever it is, like, all right, that was enjoyable because it's just short stories. It's just there to be a nice little short story, and damn, there we go. It's not trying to be a grand epic. It's not trying to be the biggest hit in the season. It's just trying to tell these really enjoyable, easy to digest, welcoming little short stories. God, it's so good.
It's literally like eating a meal.
Yeah,
Too big of
literally.
a meal and you feel gross. Too small of a meal, you still want more. But when it's just right, you can literally lay down after, let your food digest, and just enjoy it. I will never stop singing the praises of Miss Kobayashi's and Restaurant to Another World. Honestly, two great quality animes that deserve more credit than what they'll ever get.
Yeah. Like I see all these kids still fighting about all the different shonen characters and who would beat who in what verse and all this other crap I don't actually know the meaning to in terms of words. And then it's like, do y'all like just not watch other anime then? Like, is it just shonen? Did I just get the clicks? Because like, I feel like y'all aren't appreciating what you got at your fingertips here. Like,
And you know what? Look, I'm being real with you. Shonens nowadays are like sliced bread. They're everywhere.
yeah,
They're bland. Yo, go get a croissant. Go get an English muffin. Really enjoy your pastry. Like, yo, you just you can. Like, I love my shonens. One Piece fan all the way. But when I want some sustenance, grab a little Miss Kobayashi's, a little Restaurant to Another World, a little To Your Eternity.
such a
That's where it's
golden age
really
for
at.
it. Yeah, it's such a golden age. Like, God, I don't know. It's just it's so hard to put into words the fact that it's like it is something so special to have these stories.
I'm gonna lose my mind when Bungo Stray Dogs come back.
Yeah, a shonen that knows when to leave. Oh God.
Knows when to leave, and when it comes back, it still does it right.
Mhm. Absolutely.
But
Oh,
that's it for me on that.
thank you as always. And with that, yeah, I'll save the larger list that I had for later on. We've going a little long in the tooth, and honestly, it's still enjoyable. We'll save it. As I said before, leave them wanting more. So we'll talk about more things next week because of what we've been watching. With that, though, we're going to move into catalog updates. On Funimation, you have the Ranking of Kings dub. Watched it, enjoyed it. Have more on that next week. The Platinum End dub has begun. I have not watched it. Probably will by next week. And give thoughts then. Attack on Titan, the final season, part 2, will be in January 2022 on Funimation. Talentless Nana, the complete season dub, is now available on Funimation. The Vampire Dies in No Time dub has begun on Funimation. We'll talk about that next week as well, probably. On High Dive, you have the magnificent Kotobuki compilation film. This is the one Gal and I talked about a few months ago, where they guessed that it was a compilation film from a mobile game, and they were right, and fuck them. But yeah, that's on High Dive now, so enjoy that. Lupin the Third, parts 1 through 5, have all been uploaded onto High Dive, along with The Woman Called Fujiko Minami. Fujiko Mine. Or Mini. I forget how to say the last name. Anyway, it's out there. Enjoy it. Crunchyroll. Kind of like, I'm assuming part of the deal with Funimation showing its roots on there. Restaurant in Another World 2 dub is also on Crunchyroll. Attack on Titan, the final season part 2, again, will be in January 2022. Spy Cross Family 2022. Ayashi, April 2022. A Couple of Cuckoos will be at some point in 2022. Dance Dance Dancer 2022. Dawn of the Witch, April 2022. Sikimori's Not Just a Cutie, April 2022. Inspector Season 2 begins April 2022. Tamagotchi Game, April 2022. Inzuma Delivery Anime Shorts have been uploaded on the Crunchyroll, and the Reborn OVA as well. Netflix catalog updates: Summit of the Gods and Stand By Me Doraemon 2 on December 24th. Those are your updates for catalogs. Let me see here. It's been a while since I said that, because I felt like it was fucking chopping wood there. But whatever. Moving on to new announcements. Again, got a list for you here, folks. I typed this out, but I didn't actually read it. Cause, okay. First up on new announcements, ya boy, Kon Ming. The manga is getting an anime, a TV anime in April 2022 by PA Works. So let me get this out here. Ya boy Kon Ming. Yeah, this is a thing. I think it's a Korean thing, but okay. Let me get the description here. General of the Three Kingdoms, Kon Ming had struggled his whole life, facing countless battles that made him into the accomplished strategist that he was. So on his deathbed, he wished only to be reborn into a peaceful world, and was sent straight to modern-day party central Tokyo. Can even a brilliant strategist like Kon Ming adapt to the wild beats, and even wilder party people? Okay.
That sounds fun as fuck.
All right. I can go with that. Let's go. Okay. Tsukasa Ushma soccer themed shoot manga is getting its first new anime. I think it's the first new anime in 28 years. That is being released. Let me see here. And premiering in 2022 at some point. No network just yet, or no streaming service just yet. Atsushi Kamiya, a former captain at Kagiwa High School and world-renowned courageous captain for a famous Italian soccer team, and Hideto Tsuji, a student of Kagiwa High School who seems interested in the now weekend soccer team. Their meeting is the start of a new legend. So this is an older series, but apparently it's a classic, and I don't know that it had an anime beforehand. I think they might be misrepresenting that, but yeah, no, it's gonna be doing. I don't know. I love soccer. I love soccer anime. Give it to me. Keep it going. Just don't do Days to me again. I love Days, and then it just didn't go anywhere. I was mad. Got canceled for no fucking reason. Next up, Code Geass social game restarts development. Will launch on both PC and smartphones in spring of 2022. It's saying, if it's restarting development, folks, don't count on that. But always happy to see more Code Geass. The Monogatari manga TV. So the Monogatari manga is getting a TV anime and has been officially confirmed. So those of you, I was countless here. I know they are big fans of that Gotchery stuff. I've seen like the 3 vampire movies, and that was pretty cool, but I don't know the actual history. But yeah, that's coming. So enjoy that.
God damn it! Now I gotta figure out the order again.
Have you watched any of them?
I have all of them.
Oh, you have them all?
Yes, I just don't know the order.
Well,
And
I don't
sadly
either.
enough, when I got into them, the first one I watched was Bakemonogatari, which essentially is not the first one.
Yeah, like I always wanted to watch them, then they never got dubs, so I just never did. It's like, okay, well maybe I'll go back and watch them some point in sub. But at that point, apparently they were released in such a weird order that I'm in your same boat of like, I don't know where to start or where to end.
And actually, I think I'm behind. I need two more, which were released fairly recently. So yay, I'm fucked.
Huh. Uh. All right, next one. Slave of the Magic Capital's Elite Troops manga is getting a TV anime. Let's see here. The battle fantasy is set in a world where a demonic gate has unleashed monsters known as Suki. A special peach tree is able to give special powers, but only to women. The story begins when a down on his luck boy named Yuki Wakura meets Yuzin Hyoka, a girl who has gained the power of the peach and is the captain of the 7th Anti-Demon Squad. I think he turns into a monster that she used to fight other monsters. Because she's there, she's in a military outfit that's, of course, in a skirt as well, and there's a beast with a chain around his neck. So, I don't know. The trailer seemed okay. So, we'll see what that turns into. Uh, Skip and Loafer High School manga is getting a TV anime. Let me see here. The excellent student Iwaka Mitsumi has always dreamt about leaving her small town, going to a prestigious university, and making positive change in the world. But she's so focused on reaching her goals that she is not prepared for the very different and overwhelming city life that awaits her in Tokyo High School. Luckily, she makes fast friends with Shima Sasuke, a handsome classmate who's a laid back as she is who is as laid back as she is overprepared. Can this naive country girl make it big in Tokyo with Sasuke by her side? Okay, yeah, whatever. Slice of life, probably romance. Let's go. Whatever. I'm down with it.
Hopefully, a lot of comedy too.
Yeah, it look. I mean, it looks like that funny, sketchy style, so I would assume so. Yuki Kanamuro, more than a married couple but not lovers manga is getting an anime. Let me see here. No release date just yet. It's a confirmation of it. The manga centers on the third-year high school student Jiro Yakuin, who gets saddled with his Gairyu classmate Akari Watanabe for the class's marriage training project, but practicing to be a married couple. Jiro is the complete opposite of Akari, but the two know that they do well. That if they do well, they will be able to switch partners to end up with their respective crushes, and so they force themselves to act like the perfect married couple.
Hmm.
Okay,
I-
I,
This story doesn't sound new though.
I'm gonna say I think I see where this is going, but whatever. Next up, because it won't go away, Shin Ikitoshin, because that's a new thing apparently, has revealed it will have a spring 2022 debut. So more Ikitoshin.
The hell is that?
It was like a girls' fighter series from back in the day, if I remember correctly. Uh, Shiozaki's origin I'm sorry. Shiozaki's original Ikitoshi manga centers around Hakufu San Saku, a high school student who possesses a uh, Magatama that allows her to channel the spirit of the warrior Sun Shi from China's Three Kingdom era. She fights students from other high schools, each bearing their own Magatama and embodying a different hero from that era. So yeah, it's a battle anime.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we'll see. It's a battle anime that was, from I remember the original series myself, it was very much a etchy type thing as well. So we'll see what that turns into. Things may change. Nope, they got a panty sign in the promo image. Probably not going to change. Anyway, moving on. Clamp's X-Holic is getting a live action film in April. That's kind of coming out of nowhere. I don't know how that's going to be, but I just think it's funny to see anything Clamp try and get a live action take. I'm just like, so what are they going to do with the arms and the legs? How are they going to extend these things? What's going to happen here? G Kids has officially licensed Fortune Favors Lady. Uh, ooh, Nikuko? Nikuko. Yeah. Lady Nikuko film. I probably got that super wrong. Sorry, folks, but I don't know. It's one I've been eyeing. I can't say the name for shit, sadly, but it looks like a good, cool film, and I kind of want to see it. It's about being on a fishing boat, I believe. Anyway, next up, Trapped in a Dating Sim, the world of Otome games is tough for mobs. Will be premiering in April. Let me see here. There's a trailer out for that one if you want to go ahead and check it out. I'm hoping it doesn't turn super creepy because the guy has a super creepy face at one point, so I'm hoping we don't do that. Otherwise, though, it looks like it could be kind of cool and funny. Office worker Leon is reincarnated into a particular punishing dating sim video game where women reign supreme and only beautiful men have a seat at the table. But Leon has a secret weapon. He remembers everything from his past life, which includes a complete playthrough of the very game in which he is now trapped. Watch Leon spark a revolution and change this new world in order to fulfill his ultimate desire of living a quiet, easy life in the countryside. Please don't go super creepy. Please don't go super creepy. Okay, it could be cool. I kind of want to check it out, but please don't go super creepy. It's gonna go super creepy.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Anyway, Phantom of the Idol has confirmed it is having a TV anime. Let me see here. So this is a bit of a long one for this description, but let's go ahead. It's the last one. So, Yuya, one half of the boy pop duo Zings, may be the laziest performer in Japanese music industry. In the Japanese music industry, yeah. His partner is out there giving 100% every night, and thankfully, he is quite popular. But Yuya's a half-assed sloppy dancing, and his frankly hostile attitude towards the audience has the fans hating him and his agent looking for an excuse to cut him loose. The career for pop idol just isn't the path of easy leisure and adult adulation you expected. After a particularly lifeless concert appearance, Yuya meets a girl backstage. She's dressed to the nines in a colorful outfit. She's full of vim and vigor, and all she wants from life is to perform. There's just one problem. She's been dead for a year. I didn't read this yet. Okay, let's go. This is the ghost of Asahi Megami, the beloved singer whose time on stage was tragically cut short, unless if the ghosts are real, is spirit possession really that much of a stretch? That came out of left field, but okay.
Well, all right then.
We'll see how that goes. Okay. All right. Nope, that's on me. Let me see here. New dates. So, for those of you who are Saint Seiya fans, all seven of you, I'm kidding, all two of you, the original 1986 series will be leaving Netflix on December 14th. So, starting today, you have exactly, yeah, 13 days to go ahead and watch all 114 episodes. I believe in you. Have fun with that. Uh, but yeah, I'll be leaving Netflix on the 14th. TMS Entertainment will be streaming the premiere of Lupin the Third Part 1. Damn, never mind, that's gone. Y'all missed that. Hope you enjoyed it. I missed it too. Don't feel too bad. Yostar Pictures. Sorry Hero Utility Golf anime is going to have a December 31st premiere. I don't know if that's the golf anime that I bait and switched Gallant on, saying that they would actually end up loving. But it still looked cool as a trailer. I thought it looked interesting, so keep an eye out for that. For you Final Fantasy XIV fanatics, speaking to myself, Final Fantasy XIV Academia Eorzea spin-off manga launches on December 24th. Is that anime news? No, but it's my show. I'll cover what the fuck I want. More Final Fantasy XIV. Let's go. Next up, Rusted Armors has revealed a January 9th debut. There is a trailer out. It is another CG anime. But you know what? I'm not going to lie. It looks like it could be cool. Let me see here. And yeah, no description on this. We're not going to go into that. Next up, with a Foggy reincarnated as a pretty fantasy girl is getting a January 11th debut. Rust Eater Bisco. This is the really cool post-apocalyptic looking high quality anime we talked about before. That is getting an official January 10th debut. Looking forward to that one. Police in a Pod is getting a January 5th premiere. The Genius Princess's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt has unveiled its January 11th debut. One Piece film Red will be opening August 6th, 2022. Mingo,
It's gonna be mad fire.
do we even know what it's about? I could not find what it was about.
So Oda hasn't stated much, but it's looking like it's gonna be about Shanks,
Oh, cool.
which is, I mean, this is like the first time we've ever got anything about Shanks, other than the fact that he's a Yonko, and the fact that uh his crew is the reason why Luffy has the gum fruit.
Hmm. All right. I don't know what those words mean, but more power to him.
Pretty
I
much,
like.
he's a big level player that we know nothing about.
I want to say I liked the last One Piece movie I saw. I thought it was fun. I caught it because I could, and it was enjoyable. Again, I think One Piece is cool. I just probably won't ever sit down to watch the whole thing, but yeah, it's cool.
I
Uh,
mean, with the way you binge anime, though, you would think you would have already had it.
it's probably because I have to go through so. I can't stick to one series. I go through so many. Like I think the last time I did a long running series and was still pushing me to my limits was Black Clover.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty long one. I still haven't finished that one yet. I need to.
Yeah, it's all finished now, so I need to go back and finish it now in dub as well. I started the first episode like, well, I'm gonna skip these filler arcs on here. I'll watch this first filler episode before the next arc starts off. Why not? And then I got like halfway through and stopped, so that's kind of where I am right now. We'll see what happens though. Um, anyway, moving on to new dates again. Ensemble Stars Road to Show film is getting a release on March 4th, 2022. Q has revealed it will have a January 7th debut. Slow Loop will have a January 7th debut as well. In the Land of Leadale, it have a January 5th debut. Toonami will air the Blade Runner Blackout anime short on November 6th, 2022. I butchered that tagline. I had the dates all mixed up, whatever. Anyway, that's out there. Iforetta with a From Commonplace to World's Strongest Season 2 will get a January 13th debut. Tokyo 24th World does have a trailer out and it has unveiled a January 5th debut. This one looks pretty cool. Let me see if I can get a description for this one. Uh, yeah, okay. The anime takes place on artificial island floating in Tokyo Bay named Kyoto uh, Horiagi. You know what? Oh, god
Where's
damn it.
down?
They have an official English translation for it, but they put it after the fact. God damn it. Anyway, the Tokyo Bay named Far East Special District outside of the law. Nicknamed the 24th Ward. ANN, I'm gonna punch you in the face someday. The manga centers on three childhood friends born and raised on the island, Ran, Koki, and Suta. The three have different social standings, hobbies, and personalities, but they are always hanging out together, but their relationships will change dramatically after a certain incident. At a memorial ceremony 1 year after the incident, the three happen to meet again, and all of their phones start to ring at once. The phone calls from a friend they thought was dead, urging them to choose the future. Each young man will believe in their own way of doing things to protect the future of the people of the 24th world. Once again, there's a trailer for it. I think it looks pretty fucking hype. I'll have my eyes open for this one. Let me see here. I'm hoping I'm saying this correctly. Ian No 831 has revealed a January 30th debut. I don't know if this one has given an actual description just yet, because I know I've been seeing a lot, but a really good description. Let me see here. In a word, the anime is a socially conscious youth crime adventure story. The story is set in Tokyo that is in deep disarray due to a unprecedented calamity. So yeah, we don't know what the fuck that's about, but it's coming out to you on January 30th. So have fun with that. Sasaki in Miyano has revealed a January 9th premiere. This is the anime that is definitely a boys love anime, but they are calling it a boys life anime because they are fucking cowards. But yeah, that's coming out January 9th.
Boy's
Sayu
life.
Yeah, there's like, we're using the BL title. We want to make sure it's very clear. It's not boys' love. It is boys' lives. Boys' lives. Like, their lives doing what, per se? What are these boys doing with their lives together in intimacy?
Yo, it's 2020, almost 2022 now. Yo, just get over it and just say boys love
Yeah,
you.
right?
South
Like,
Park.
I'd be more into it if you just admit what the fuck it is. Like, I'm down with it. That was my challenge for this year. I wanted to get more into it. I'm not doing good in the challenge because I can't fucking watch a lot of shit. Like, let's go. Just make it happen. I'll be there. Day one. Sayuki Reloaded. Zero Ren reveals a January 6th premiere. I'm not gonna feel bad about mispronouncing that one because I imagine if you're still a Sayuki Reloaded fan, you know exactly what I was just saying right now, and you're already hyped. You're not even hearing me anymore. You're still screaming. Well, have fun, y'all. 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. This is the game I was talking about that you were hearing about before, Mingo. 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim will be coming to the Switch on April 12th, 2022. Buy 13 Sentinels, you cowards. My game of the year 2022 that actually originally came out in 2019. Regardless, it's fucking awesome. And then lastly, new dates. Go ahead.
I feel like I'm obligated to buy it because you're challenging me.
Do it. You won't. You won't. Let's see here. And then lastly, Gintama, the very final anime film, will be launching in the West on home video on February 18th. I'm sorry, on February 8th, and digitally on January 25th. No, that's right. Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, I'm about it. I might check it out. I should really just go back and watch all of Gintama or read it all. I really should. Make it available somewhere with Viz. Make it easy. But with that, folks, that is everything for this episode. We want to thank you again for joining us. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Hope you had a good time. I know we did. Mostly, maybe. I can't really read Mio's mind, but I'm assuming we had a good time. So we'll be here next week, and we'll cover more things at that point. Again, as a note, the episodes for the next few weeks may be a little off and on. Things might happen, might get sick, whatever it is, or we're going to be going in person down with Gallon, having another obligation. That is far more important to take care of at the moment. But until then, me and Mingo at the very least will try and hold it down for the best we can on there. And we will see you next week. Mingo, anything to add?
I spend hundreds of dollars in the Genshin Impact. Don't think I won't buy a fucking Switch game, goddammit.
Do it, coward! Okay, we'll see y'all next week.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.